joining us right now is Chris Wampler. Chris is the head coach of the 7th grade Tennessee Future Stars, and Chris has been real instrumental in, helping put this together with Josh. But Chris, we wanted you to talk a little bit about your experience being a head coach with the Future Stars, and what are you looking for this year in terms of your 7th grade team?
First of all, being a coach is all about making a difference for the kids, Carlos. We want to make an experience that the kids can remember for the rest of their life, and we've been able to accomplish that. As far as coaching and being around, it's always a camaraderie to meet guys from all over the state, and those guys you become friends with, and we've coached, several of us have coached year after year together. So it's been a great experience.
Talk about your fondest memory. Obviously, you've been involved with this for a little while, but talk about your fondest memory of the Tennessee Future Stars, just series in general with the state of Kentucky.
I have several fond memories. First of all, one of the years we had a kid named Cole Smith from CAK, and we had some of his wide receivers. We had his offensive coordinator, so Cole was able to play a high level knowing our offense, which made it really easy. The nice thing about it is it's not really coaching. These kids are great athletes.
Sure.
And these kids know what they're there for. And it just makes it easy and fun for us to be there.
Obviously, it's going to be a big week, Chris, in terms of preparation, getting ready for a very talented Kentucky team. What goes into a week of preparation for a Tennessee Future Star?
Well, if you can imagine, we only have 5 practices, Carlos, and in those 5 practices, we have to put in offense, defense, special teams. Now, blitz packages that you can run. There are certain downs that you can blitz on. There's all kinds of rules that the kids have to do. The nice thing about it is the kids are great athletes, and you don't have to do a lot of coaching and on footwork and that kind of stuff. But the preparation is been a key for us winning games. In no penalties, and that's hard to do in 5 practices with middle school kids, and just being organized. We've won games over the years 7-0, just on the fact that we had less penalties, we didn't shoot ourselves in the foot, and we played good hard defense. So, in the preparation is intense. It's coaching hard and listening fast for the kids, and then it's executing the game plan.
In terms of wearing the tee, I mean, that's really important for a kid from the state of Tennessee, obviously. You played at the University of Tennessee, and you wore the tee, but it means a lot for these kids to go out there and compete against the state of Kentucky. And what you and Josh bring to the table is something that I feel is very, very unique, and it's really been a platform to springboard kids on to bigger and better things, obviously at the high school level. But let's get right into it, because you guys got some really great players on both teams. Obviously, the 7th grade team has some really good players that you guys saw from all across the state, and the 8th grade team does too. But let's start with the 7th grade team, Josh.
Yeah, Carlos, this year we're really excited to see a lot of the guys. Offensively, I'll start with where anyone else would start with, and that's the quarterbacks. As they always say, the coach on the field and the leaders of the football teams. We feel we've got 3 good ones this year. We took 2 from West Tennessee in Jack Stevens and Bo Elkington. And we took one from East Tennessee in Zach Acuff. All 3 kids are well tutored. They got really good mechanics, good feet, which will lead to good accuracy and so forth. And we're excited about what each one kind of does something a little bit different. So we're excited what they all bring to the table. And we think the offense, we're going to keep that. Offense scored a lot of points last year, and we expect to do the same again this year.
You got some really good players too at the running back position. Talk a little bit about some of the guys who you feel are going to be standouts in this game.
Yeah, I mean running back was another. That was a tough choice. I mean, we had so many good ones to choose from. I mean, you had over in Memphis. You had Philandus Nori from Georgian Hills. Just had a great tryout. Got a long lean. He looks like he runs behind his pads. You've got Arion Page from Bellevue. Bellevue's a program in middle school football. If you're in Tennessee, you pretty much know who it is. They always produce a lot of guys. Coach Harris and his staff over there do a great job. They churn out a lot of great athletes, win a lot of trophies over there. Arion Page is their next greatest one. He just looked like just somebody you would see that's 11th or 12th grade right now in high school, man. He glides. Good, really good size too. We've got Marquise Taylor from over in Martin. He's really, really good. We're excited about what he can bring. He's another kid tried out of West Tennessee, and we think this year we like to throw the ball, but with them guys, we're going to make sure we get some ball in the ground game's going to get working too.
And speaking of throwing the ball, I mean, during the trials, there were some guys out there that really, really stood out, the wide receiver position, particularly at the 7th grade team. Talk a little bit about a few of those guys.
Wide receiver wise, I've got to start with probably the one that made the biggest impression on us, and there were several, but is Damon Owens from over in Nashville. I mean, he looks like he could start right now on anybody's varsity team in the state of Tennessee high school. He ran great routes. He was 6'2", 180. What was his check-in measurements? And good speed, good hands. Very coachable, was a very respectful yes sir, no sir kind of kid, and we're just really excited. We think he's going to stretch that Kentucky defense a little bit and cross that end zone a few times. And in the Nashville tryout, we had Caleb Clayton. He's out of T.W. Hunter Middle School. Had a really good tryout. He's long and lean. He ran good routes. He caught the ball well, caught it with his hands. We were real impressed with that. We just thought route running wise, he was ahead of most middle schoolers, and he's very athletic. We're excited about him. Over in West Tennessee, we had Darius Brown, built more like a fullback or a tight end, but moves like a receiver. Ran great, 5'10", 187. Ran great routes, caught the ball well. Just somebody's done a really good job coaching him because he gets it, and we're really excited about him. And another defensive lineman is a kid from Alcoa Middle School. Seems like they always have them over there.
Yes.
Coach McClurg and his guys do a really good job. It's like they just clone kids year after year. This one's Gray Carroll.
Okay.
And Gray had a great tryout. He's got a really, really high motor. He's 6'1", 181, which is really good size for a middle school kid. Comes off the ball. We expect him coming off that edge, getting after that Kentucky quarterback.
And it all starts in the trenches, obviously. I mean,
Yep.
Playing good on the offensive line is going to be critical at any level. Talk a little bit about the offensive lineman that you got coming into this game.
Offensive line for 7th grade was one. I'm not going to single out one individual because we feel there were so many. It would be hard on us to name them all. There were so many guys. I want to say we selected 12 or 13 guys, for offensive line, which is a little bit more than we normally take. It was just that hard to determine who he's going to keep and who he wasn't going to keep. So we feel our quarterbacks are going to be taken very well protected. Their insurance policy is good with these guys that we're going to have blocking for them.
On the defensive side of the ball, let's start with the defensive line. Talk about a few of the players there that you feel like are going to be standouts in this game.
I could go on for days. You got in Nashville, you had Quintarius Lusk, big kid, raw, 6'3", 249, just a go-getter. He's got some things to learn fundamental wise, but he has a motor and he's got the size, and those two things are hard to teach. You got another guy that isn't as big in stature. He's a returning player from last year as a 6th grader, Tulio Malone.
Okay.
He's very quick, got great technique, good hands. He's going to be tough for Kentucky to block. If they misjudge his size, because he's not very tall, if they misjudge his size, it can be a long day. He'll be in that backfield with his squeeze. He's got a great first step. Tried out over here in East Tennessee. You've got Trevor Lindeman from Horace Manor Middle School. I mean, just was flat out just animal, for lack of better words. And he gets after it, high motor kid. Really excited about when he gets the pads and what he's going to be able to do.
You guys had a really good group of linebackers last year, so I'm hoping that the same thing is going to take place this year with the squad. Talk a little bit about your linebackers.
Yeah, linebackers is another one, kind of like O-line. I mean, it's hard to point out one guy,
Right.
but we're real excited about that unit, and we think that they're going to be great. We got dual guys. We got guys we think that can stop the run, and we got guys that can make their read and get to the pass drop, as well, and defend if they need to, when they challenge us there. But we're real excited about the unit.
And the defensive backs, I mean, I saw some of the tryouts with some of the defensive backs. You guys have some really great defensive backs on the 7th grade team. Talk about a few of those guys.
Yeah, the one I'm going to start with is Deion Silas. He tried out over Memphis. I mean, had an incredible back pedal. Had a great transition, which is very key for a defensive back. You got to be able to transition. If you're going to play that position, and he was just a jack of all trades. He did everything well, very smooth. He's built like a linebacker, but moves like a DB, and we're really, really excited about him.
In a close game, the kicking game is always important, and your kicker this year is a guy that we feel might have a chance to, maybe make a difference in the game. Talk about him.
Yeah, it's Jake Seelick from in Farragut. We selected him. We think he's got a big leg. Obviously you want to make all your extra points and so forth. If it came down to it and we had to, if we had to hit a 30-yarder to win the game or something like that, we feel we'd be in good hands. Man, we think he's got a big leg and we think he can get the job done for sure.